Especially when you're starting out as a label, that will be the hardest. Just getting good music by other people. Welcome again to the studio. Back from a little weekend retreat kind of thing here in the studio. It feels great. Unfortunately, it's Monday, so a lot of business stuff. And I tweaked a little of the light in here. It's getting there slowly, steady. Still just need to paint the table. Can't wait to finish the studio, hopefully this week. I'm still waiting for just one delivery. They promised me to deliver it this week, but you never know. COVID makes everything delayed by a lot. And today I would actually love to address something a lot of people always ask me about when I'm talking about how to get your music out there, how to release it. Like, a lot of people ask me how to actually start their own label. Step by step, a guide, what to kind of watch out for, what legal stuff you have to take care of, and how to actually get the music out there and make money with it. So I'll try to cover all of that. This might not be interesting for everyone, but if you're someone actually making music and thinking about releasing it, making your own label might be a possibility. I think what's most important, you first have to think about, do I want to start a label just to release my songs? Or do I want to start a label and also release other people's songs, or just release music by other artists? Two totally different things. If you just want to release your own music, all of the hustle, trouble to go through with like all of the label stuff might not be the best choice, especially if you're not 100% dedicated and making it full time. It might happen to you just release 2 or 3 songs and then lose interest, and you've spent all of that money and time. So I would recommend you to go with those self-releasing distributors. I honestly don't know which one to recommend because they're all a little fishy. I've heard about DistroKid that they don't pay the artist in full, and some other bullshit where you have to pay extra for like small things that should be included. It's a really weird situation. But today we'll take care of the part of like the actual label. So what you will need, the first, most important, you have to, in almost every single country on this planet, you have to found a company. This is obviously for tax reasons. If you earn something, you have to give the state something. In every country, it's a different amount. It works differently, but you have to found that company. In Germany, you just go to a registering place, pay 20 bucks, and that's it. And every year you have to do a statement of everything you earned and you spend, and then pay taxes on whatever stays in your pocket. The initial registering is easy, but then the yearly statement, highly annoying. You have to do it. If not, you get punished pretty hard. You could also found a company that doesn't have liability, like a limited. In Germany, it's the GmbH, like a body for doing business, and you're not liable, or at least just liable to a certain amount. That is, I think in Germany, it's like 25,000. But you can also have like the limited in the UK, which just like £1. And so, but that's again more advanced. So just get the simplest form of company you can have. In Germany, it's like just you, like a company that's just like one person. That's enough. The second step is then registering your label. You need a name for your label, and then you have to register for an ISRC. That's like the international code for releases. You need that. Sometimes your distributor can provide you with those codes, but I just got it. It's around 250 bucks. And then you have the advantage that you get an individual code for your label. It's usually 4 letters, numbers. And then again, I think 6 or 8 figures to make sure every single release gets an individual number. Usually the first 2 are for the year, and then the other 4 are like releases from 1 to whatever you do within that 1 year. This code is needed 100%. Without it, you can't release anywhere. Everyone will ask for it. If you print it onto a CD, vinyl, if you get it out on Spotify, they need it to identify your song and get you paid. And also to make sure you don't double release the same song. The code is what makes sure they know what's happening. The next step is by far the most important, and that is picking a distributor. Because they are the ones putting your songs out on the platforms, on Spotify, everything else. You can't do it yourself as a label. That's impossible. They don't let you do this, mostly due to not wanting to deal with all of the hustle. And they make sure that you also get paid, the distributors. So they're like in between you and all of the stores. They collect the money for you. They make sure your song gets out there. What they do is really hard to do yourself. So starting your own distribution, don't even think about it. Those are huge companies that are there from the very beginning of like music selling. They used to put your CDs in the stores. Now they just put your music out on Spotify and iTunes. And they are so important because they're the only ones that will help you. If something goes wrong with your release, you need to change a name, you need to change an ISRC code, you need to switch a song from one distributor to another, the cover isn't the right one, you want some promotion, you want to pitch your song to Spotify, those are the ones that will take care of that. So you need to find a partner, a distribution partner that takes care of you the right way. And all of those, the ones where you release yourself, are usually not the ones you should go for. There are some big ones. In Germany, it's Zebralution, Believe, and Contour. I actually used to work with all three of them. Right now with Contour and Believe, depending on the release, I'm releasing with one or the other. It depends on what they can offer me, because usually what I do is I contact them before releasing something. I ask them what they think of the track. I ask them if they could help. I ask them if they know someone at Spotify that could pitch the song to a playlist, put it in a playlist, like all of that kind of stuff is with your distribution. Your songs will benefit a lot if you work with the right people together. It will also hurt a lot if you work with the wrong ones together. Payment is easy. You just get it every quarter and just send them an invoice, or they will send you one and you get the money. That's very easy. Never ever had a problem, at least with those three. And the only downside might be at first sight that there are percentage deals. So they get a percentage of whatever I make. If you're just starting out, it's actually a benefit because paying them like 20% from zero is a lot less than actually paying them per song. So if you're starting out, that's actually an advantage. Once you make a ton of money, like a lot, that cut can actually hurt, but then you can negotiate with them and tell them, hey, please make the percentage lower, otherwise I will go somewhere else. And like there are a lot of ways to combine this, no problem. And also whenever I have a problem, I just call them, they help me. It's fairly straightforward and easy. It's not like with like those smaller distribution, self-distributing services, they charge you for everything extra. And if you want to reach anyone there, it's just not possible. So whenever you start your own label and you want to work professionally, then work together with the right people. There's another small catch. It might happen that they might refuse you. It might be that they have too many labels that they have to take care of, and they are just going for the ones that are bigger or promising them a certain amount of money per month, or that have a good concept. You have to like show them what you will do, what kind of artist, what the covers will look like. They're interested in that. But if you do it in a professional way, which you should, they will say yes, very likely. And if they say no, then maybe go back to the beginning and think about your entire label concept, which is our next point. So that's actually a big part. It will make sure that you succeed or fail miserably. First of all, the name. It should be a cool name people resonate with, something where you already can think of what the sound of the label might be. My label, for example, is called Accents. I just think it sounds kind of cool. It's a combination of access and sense. So it might give you a direction of what the music could sound like. Then your entire corporate identity. What does your logo look like? For Accents, we picked something very simple, very clean. A small change to the A to make it look a little more futuristic, because we're aiming for a sound that is forward. Then your website, your Instagram, the stuff you post, the covers you make. The covers are so important. I think it even goes so far that if someone likes a song 80% and the cover is really good and they see it and listen to the song, that they might actually think that the song is better than it actually is. Or it might give them a certain vibe or an expectation. You can even play with the people by having a cover of something that doesn't fit to the song, and this way kind of trick people and make them think about it. It's a great tool. It also should be that the covers between each and every song still have like the design language of the label, so that if you see one cover, you know, okay, that one is also part of that one label that has this kind of cool sound. So for example, my upcoming release is called Underwater, so we got an underwater kind of theme, woman in there, and like the typical thing for my accents label is having accents at the bottom, a frame around it, and then the inverted circle in the middle. That's like our standard, and then we just switch the background picture between those releases. Another example might be In My Head, Jay Collins just released 2 weeks ago, and it should just look kind of cool. The more effort you put into the cover, the more people also think you put effort in everything else, and it definitely helps the music. And then the music, especially when you're starting out as a label, that will be the hardest. Just getting good music by other people, especially artists that make good music, that trust you, because they might have other offers for other labels that are bigger, so the beginning is really hard. Most people that I know that started or founded a label either started it 20 years ago or they started it with their own music. Most electronic dance music labels are artist owned actually. So I started releasing on my label. The first 3-4 releases were my own. Some of them got to 1 million plays, so I could get in touch with artists and tell them, hey, my label is doing like a good job. We got my song to 1 million plays, maybe you're interested. And then some were actually interested, and I released their songs. Some of them didn't succeed, some of them succeeded, and this way you can build up your entire label, build up artists, build up a relationship to the artist, which is our next point, relationship to the artist. It's so key, it's so important. You have to just be in touch with them, maybe even become friends with them. Make sure that they know that you're taking care of their baby, which is their song, and get it out there, promote it in the best way possible, and make sure they get for their song what they deserve. Because they've spent hours and hours and hours, and I myself as an artist know what this feels like if a label just doesn't do anything. So we always do something for the artist. And then once you got all of that in check, and this is a lot of work, it took me 4 months to set everything up, have the first 2 releases on artists contracted, then you need to promote the hell out of these songs. Pitching it to Spotify, pitching it to private Spotify playlists, you might have to pay for this. Promoting it on all social media, you might want to invest a little bit. So if you're starting a label, you should have at least like 1,000 to 2,000 saved up. Otherwise it will, like the beginning will be so hard that it's not fun. If you're already a known artist, you might benefit from like having already a fan base that might be into a certain sound, and then you sign someone that has a similar sound, so that's definitely helping and pushing and makes it way more cost efficient, especially for club music, pitching it to other big DJs. If they play it in one of their sets, make sure the world knows about it. That's like an approval thing. Everyone will buy it, play it. Getting into the Beatport charts is, for club music, very important and fairly easy. Like 50 sales in a week might actually get you into the top 100 of a specific style, which will then boost you again, help you build up your artist, build up the reputation of your label, get new demos to you, because if you're successful as a label, people will send you a lot of demos. If you have any questions about how to start a label, just let me know down below in the comments. For the contracts, because I know a lot will ask about it, get in touch with a lawyer. They usually have like standard form contract kind of things for your country, and it shouldn't be more than 100, 150 euros, depending on your lawyer, obviously. But that's the only way to know that you're safe. Don't get anything off the internet. It just usually will cost you at the end a lot more. And maybe the very last, be fair to the artist, pay them, make sure you're transparent. For example, I invest a lot in promotion for the artists, also some outsourced promotion that costs 500, 1,000 or even more. And I upfront tell them that, because it's going to be deducted from whatever the song makes. So it's their call if they want more promotion but less money, or less promotion but eventually a bigger cut. But usually everyone goes for more promotion. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching. I hope this helped. If you, again, have any questions, let me know. Tomorrow I'm back again here in the studio. And if you want to vote for the upcoming remix contest, first link in the description. That's basically it. See you tomorrow again here in the studio. Sign out.